The second iteration of the USL Jägermeister Cup is upon us, and with it, the rivalries expand, the divisions clash. It's USL Championship taking on USL League One. Louisville City FC meets the Richmond Kickers for the first time in nearly 7 years. Alongside Eric Dobransky, Jack Edwards here with you for the first round of group stage games. We can get you set up by looking big picture at the competition. All 38 clubs from the Championship and League One will play 4 total matches, 2 home, 2 away. A big thing to think about if it's a draw after 90, penalty kicks to determine a winner for an extra point. The 6 group winners will advance alongside 2 wildcard teams who get the most points advancing to the knockout rounds. Looking at Group 5, there's 6 teams competing. It's a strong group, Eric.
It's loaded and a tough task for Richmond in this group, but one that they are excited to take on. 3 of their 4 matches are against USL Championship sides. And for Lou City, it's a team in Loudoun that they've already played twice, once in the regular season and once the Open Cup, and then also feature a promising rivalry with Lexington.
We can look at tonight's player profile presented by Commonwealth Credit Union. It's a new competition, a bit of rotation for Danny Cruz, brings in Sam Gleadle, who has back-to-back games with a goal.
He's the Swiss Army knife of players. He can play any position. His adaptability has really shaped the way that he sees and affects the game. He has used it to enhance the roles he plays on the field and translating to goals both for himself and his team.
A winner off the bench last time out against Tampa Bay gets a start for the match. This one, Darwin Espinal on the other side of things, 5 goals in the last 4 games. He's in red-hot form. Ability
to influence and make winning plays. Fully capable of playing any level within the USL. What makes him so difficult to pin down is his relentlessness in second and third actions. He never settles on a particular space. He's always looking to upgrade.
It's a first time in 7 years that these teams meet. 9 times all time. Richmond have never gotten the better of Louisville City. They've got USL Jägermeister Cup experience. Will that play in hand? They face off after this break.
We asked a lot of people why they love their Toyota Corollas, and we got a lot of answers.
It got me through college and law school without any problems.
I love the interior on my Corolla Cross.
I love the wireless CarPlay in it.
I really love the mirror sensors that tell you there's a car next to you.
But what really makes Corolla so popular is they love how much car they get for their money.
I got everything I wanted on it for a lot less than I thought.
Get 4.99 APR financing on Corolla or lease one for $240 a month. Toyota, let's go places.
Hi, Shane Huffman with Neil Huffman Subaru on the Dixie. And this month, we have some amazing deals with an amazing amount of inventory, all with 3.9% financing available. This is all going on now at Neil Huffman Subaru on the Dixie. Huffman has it.
When the Thompsons first bought their house, all they saw was their dream home. They didn't yet know that with a home equity line of credit from Commonwealth Credit Union, it would be their keys to epic cannonballs and the chance to see the world. As years went by, it allowed them to empower the next generation and make happily ever after come true. Which begs the question, what could your home be doing for you? Let's find out together. Commonwealth Credit Union. Here, we see you differently.
Parlor Pizza and Pints. Enjoy award-winning artisan pizzas, smoked wings, and craft cocktails at 6 Louisville area locations.
Viewer hot takes of their morning routine.
This is a bad habit, but I buy my coffee every morning. So do you.
So do I. The coffee's better when you get it from a source.
Cameron is moving. Starting May 12th, you can find her at 11 a.m. on WDRB.
Hi, Shane Huffman with Neil Huffman Subaru on the Dixie. And this month, we have some amazing deals with an amazing amount of inventory, all with 3.9% financing available. This is all going on now at Neil Huffman Subaru on the Dixie. Huffman has it.
Jägermeister is proud to be the presenting sponsor of the USL Jägermeister Cup. Take a shot at glory and celebrate the magic of this exciting tournament all year long. Please drink responsibly. Louisville City, Richmond Kickers. Here are the starting lineups brought to you by Fifth Third Bank. First off for Lou City, off the back of a 2-1 win at Tampa Bay. 5 changes made by Danny Cruz.
Yeah, first start for Josh Jones, and this is a side that featured 3 playmaking center backs. And this is a team that always wants to be high quality on the ball, and in this matchup, they're going to be playing a side that works tirelessly to get 11 players behind the ball, so it'll become very important to to move defenders from those deep positions and create that space to operate in the attacking half for Taylor Davila, Serrano, and Wilson.
Arturo Ordonez rested, no injury issues for him.
Beyond the ball, they'll need to be able to play through the lines, but they'll also need to make sure they don't create chances for Lou City with turnovers.
Live scenes at Lynn Family Stadium. Drew Klemp, our head official in the purple, or the boys in purple, Louisville City in the whites. Richmond Kickers, they meet for the first time since August 2018 when both teams plied their trade in the same division. It's Lou City who get action going from left to right alongside Eric Dobransky. Jack Edwards here with you. It's a tall task for Richmond against a team that Darren Sawatsky calls the premier club of the USL in Louisville City. Initial ball tossed up into the channel. No nonsense clearance upfield. Griffin Garnett putting that one well upfield. Part of a youth movement in Richmond. 18 years of age, but still 32 appearances he made last season, picking up 1 assist, signed a first pro contract back in August 2024. See those all-time meetings, 7 wins, 2 draws all time. The last time they played back in 2018, it was a 6-0 win for Lou City. So historically, it's been dominance for Lou City. We'll see what happens across the 90 minutes, plus a potential shootout. It is that quirk of the USL Jägermeister Cup. Matches that end in draws go to a shootout after the match.
And historically for Lou City, 3-0 all time against League One.
A shot early on, blocked there. Wilson having a crack. It's allowed to drop. Swayford puts a foot through it to lift it up. Here's again with Lou City. Some early pressure from the USL Championship side. Garnett steps up to win this one. His pass forward, a little overhit, and Kyle Adams able to step onto it. But again, historical dominance from Lou City.
And outscoring USL League One opponents 5-1 in those 3 meetings. And all of those previous 3 meetings have been here at Lynn Family. So what is and continues to be the fortress for Louisville City. And we've seen it here early already. Richmond needing to absorb some of this pressure.
Flag goes up against Amadou Dia, the left wing back, called offside. It's going to be a free kick early on for Richmond. Are there any keys for you, Eric, on the Richmond side of things, who will be, I would say, pretty heavy underdogs against Lou City?
I think they need to see out this first 30 minutes of this first half. I mean, Lou City, of their 12 goals this season in the regular season, 5 of them have been within that first 30-minute span. So for Richmond Kickers, can they build confidence through this first half an hour and then build off of that in terms of playing on the front foot, playing through the lines, showing Lou City that intent to go forward? We highlighted Darwin Espinal. Josh Kirkland's another threat up top. They've got players. This midfield is quality for Richmond Kickers, but it's going to take some time to build into this match.
Evan Davila sprays one forward. Manny Perez latches onto it and wins the first corner of the match. It's blocked at this near side. Goes out now for what will be a Wi-Fi corner kick. Here's Denny Cruz now into year number 5. The 2024 USL Championship Coach of the Year. He'll be looking on, hoping that his side can handle their business at home against a Richmond Kickers team. Have been off to a solid start in the USL League One, in 4th place with 10 total points. The Wi-Fi corner kick taken quickly. Here's Serrano. This one rolled back out wide. Davila lays it in. Evan Davila puts one forward. It's pushed away. So the Davila brothers in the midfield for Lou City. There was a triple change made last time out against Tampa Bay that turned out to be very profitable as a cross in by Perez is salvaged. It's allowed to drop. The header there by Dwyer rolls out, and now we'll have another corner, this time from the far side of the field. But Evan and Taylor playing in the midfield. Sam Gleadle, part of that triple change against Tampa Bay in the 59th minute after they conceded that opener, came back from a goal down to win 2-1 on the road in a rivalry match that's become pretty one-sided. It's an early corner kick opportunity for the hosts. Serrano with an in-swinging right foot can take. To the near post, it's pushed up. One for Hara to deal with. There were no whistles there to spare any blushes, so Hara got something to it, just about enough. Davila puts one again forward. It goes over out for a goal kick. Commonwealth Credit Union. To learn more about how we could help you meet your financial goals, visit WeSeeYouDifferently.com.
And I would typically say scoring first against Lou City or any opponent would be a positive start, but Lou City from last year to this year just continue to showcase that resilience to pick up points and pick up results from losing positions. Led the USL Championship last year in that category. Obviously something that Danny Cruz and his side don't want to lead in every year because that means you're conceding first. Yep. But their last two matchups, the 1-1 with Sacramento Republic and that 2-1 win, were both come from behind results.
Seufert sprays one out to the far side for Richmond. That touchback doesn't put it into the feet of Simon Fitch, the ever-present right back. Spent his entire professional career so far with the Kickers on their side. Soccer season is here, and SeatGeek is the official ticketing partner of Lou City. Get all of your Lou City tickets and more from the #1 ticketing site, SeatGeek, your ticket to great seats. A long ball forward for Barnathan to latch onto. A poor pass. The shot just wide. So close from Sam Gleadle. Latching on to an error, and the best chance for Gleadle goes just wide.
And just a bit too eager for Sam Gleadle. You almost thought he could have taken an extra touch or an extra look because he had Serrano absolutely blitzing a run inside the 6-yard box, inside the 18-yard box, and he could have laid it off or even just upgraded the angle for himself.
So here's Kirkland showing off his hold-up play. Barnathan.
That's what that pressure is going to create from Lou City. It is those chances where you're forcing a ball played back, you're jumping on any opportunity, whether it's a scuffed ball or a ball that just gets played to the wrong foot. And their pressing cues have just been something that Lou City have continued to value and highlight through Danny Cruz's time here.
So it was a 4-4 draw last match for Richmond, and talking to Darren Swatsky, there were some individual mistakes they want to cut out of their game, and he knew with the pressure that Louisville can bring, they'd have to be on their A game. And you mentioned the press, but that was not all-out Lou City press. That was one player against a center back, so Richmond will want to take that lesson and try and avoid any similar lapses in concentration. Ball rolls out of play. Select is proud to be the official match ball supplier of the USL Championship. From the Academy to the big league, Select is there every step of the way. Visit us.select-sport.com for the latest Select products, specials, and more. Select is the player's choice. It's thrown back in by Amadou Dia. There's a handball in the midfield. Yes, there was. It goes against Jansen Wilson. It's a free kick for Richmond. And we touched on last year's come from behind wins for Lou City. It's something that Danny Cruz wanted to change this year, was defensively tighten things up. They were good defensively last year. They've been great this year so far as well. They'll face this set piece situation as Beckett Howell will come over to take this one. They've only conceded 4 all season so far. They're going to try and keep those numbers looking good. And they'll face a first major set piece opportunity as the left back Howell can stand one up into the 18-yard box, flick towards goal, just wide, out for a goal kick. So the first shot from Richmond against a side in Louisville trying to tighten things up defensively.
Yeah, it's a side that took a good look in the offseason, as we see Darren Swatsky from Richmond Kickers. But for Lou City, it was a reflection of all the records they set from last year, but falling short in winning a title. And defensively, you know, they set all those records offensively, but defensively, they felt like they let some get away from them. And I think that's an area where Danny Cruz and his coaching staff kind of took a good look at it. They looked at defensive set pieces. They wanted to be better in transition. Obviously, with the way this team presses and the way they collectively climb the field, you are going to leave some space in behind to, you know, two opponents to be able to transition and attack those areas. But box-to-box defending was another big piece to it.
10th minute here, throw-in coming for Louisville. And I think that defensive component was underscored by a 3-0 defeat to eventual runner-ups Rhode Island in the Eastern Conference semifinals last year. Rhode Island had a fine run, but they just were able to expose some holes in the Louisville defense, who were so good at scoring goals. They almost thought we can outscore everybody, and some team managed to unlock them, and in Rhode Island, who had a lot of success. So we've seen Louisville, whose expectations are sky high. They've made it to the Eastern Conference Finals every year, up to that semifinal berth after winning a Players' Shield. So a great regular season ended in playoff disappointment, and they're trying to continue the competition success in a new competition in the Jägermeister Cup. It's won back by Richmond after a long ball forward, but it's pushed out for a throw-in.
And Danny Cruz, to finish that point, had even mentioned that he'll change the 5-2 wins for, although those are exciting games to watch and be a part of, but you take 1-0 any day.
The same amount of points, maybe the heart rate's a bit more consistent at that point. Adams with the throw. Returns to the wide center back. Here's Dia at the end line. Taken off his foot by Fitch. Squeezes past one challenge. Richmond, who have been confined to their own half for much of the first 10+ minutes. 2-1 shots in favor of Lou City. But the best chance of the game so far, a turnover. Sam Gleal, you mentioned it when there was that opportunity, Eric, but if he looks back on that one, he'll say he had all the time in the world to pick his head up, take a touch, bring in a teammate. He's on the ball now, and he rolls it along. A threaded pass aiming for Perez. No nonsense by Howell, puts it out for a corner kick. A lot of early set-piece chances for Lou City, this one on the near side to come.
For a team that excels at set pieces, they are tremendous at making first contact. You could see the idea here. That slipped ball in behind just ran out of real estate. And as you mentioned, no nonsense defending from Howell. Just concede the corner, get bodies back in the defensive area.
That's a chance in the box. The corner was flicked off of the crossbar. It was good delivery into the near post, just about enough done defensively. Richmond survived that. A shot off the crossbar. Serrano moves it out. Here's Taylor Davila trying to move it onto his left foot. He's bumped over. Darwin Espinal committing the foul. It's going to be another free kick, another set piece for Lou City, who are ramping up these opportunities.
And this is going to be an interesting early look at how Richmond defends these free kicks from this particular area, because Lou City does a tremendous job of flooding the box and making it very difficult with all the traffic they create.
It's a third free kick. It's Ray Serrano who stands over it. 3 goals in championship play so far this season, making his Jägermeister Cup debut, a return to the starting lineup. He's got the right-footed option. He won't use it. It's Davila. Clips one in, a dangerous ball. Hara gets a hand to it, and he falls on it. It may have been near friendly fire from Richmond towards Hara, but the goalkeeper makes the stop. Slow to get back up. A hand from Drew Klemp after he makes this save.
And these are the nervy moments that Lou City create for opponents. So many numbers that you know are dangerous in those free kick situations. I mean, Kyle Adams, Sean Tosh, 2 center backs up in those areas that go and are very opportunistic to go challenge and win possession and score goals themselves.
Swung out far side. One back by Wilson. It's rolled back. Garnett rather, to Hara, who you mentioned the lineups, Eric, coming in. It's a first start in the Jägermeister Cup play this season, his first match, but he played in the Open Cup game, a 3-1 defeat to Virginia. We'll get back to that in a moment. Serrano, dangerous low ball in. Hara spills it, and his blushes spared. A clearance upfield, headed down by Adams. Here's Dia. Amadou Dia checks up. Taylor Davila moves it along. Ray Serrano, Manny Perez, unmarked in the 18-yard box, drags it wide. Another great opportunity. This one out for a goal kick. Manny Perez stretching play, and his shot dragged wide of the goal of Pablo Hara.
And this is what managing the wide spaces and those half spaces look like for Lou City. The ability to get Richmond narrow and compact, but then leave yourself available to collect it in that half space with no pressure on it. He just drives this ball right in the front of face of goal. just unable to get a touch on it.
Booted up field by Hara. In the midfield, Seufert loses out on the header. It's going to squirm kindly for the midfielder. Howell, Espinal. 5 goals in 4 games for the left winger, 30 years of age. Player who Darren Sawatsky says could feature for any USL Championship team. Experienced at the Nisa level for the last few years. His free kick taken too quickly. It's in the wrong spot. Relocated by Drew Klemp. But he's coming off of a brace last time out, and there's going to be a spray down. I was worried there if Darren Sawatsky was going to get booked. Never like a referee trotting over to the technical area.
Especially when he's next to the 4th official.
Exactly. So it's restarted here 15 minutes in. Richmond building out from the back. Here's Seufert. Goes all the way back to Hara. Sprinting forward in the press is Gleadle. Already one time today, he's had success on those usually hopeless runs upfield as a center forward. Here's Fitch. Franca. Howell. Espinal with Tosh coming up to offer press from behind. Espinal pokes it into the midfield. Seufert sprays one outside. Here's Fitch.
And this is what you want to see from Richmond kickers, is the ability to see a bit of possession, obviously from side to side, but pick the moments where they can play through the channels, thread it through and play those narrow areas and try to find an opportunity, but also recognizing that Lou City is extremely potent on the transition and are just as good on the ball, with the ball, than they are off the ball defensively, and the ability to absorb and then attack.
Davila holds off one challenge. Back to Tosh. Here's Josh Jones. I haven't talked about him a ton in game. It's college night at Lynn Family Stadium, and the recent college graduate gets in there, Manny Perez, who's found a lot of space on his right-hand side. That pass just slightly too heavy for the right wing back. Josh Jones coming in off of a 4-year career with Louisville, was 2-time All-ACC third team. Made 69 appearances, picked up 11 goals, had 4 game winners. It was a very big center back option now, playing in the heart of the defense. It's a first start professionally for him. He makes a towering header upfield. It's in the midfield, rolling it back. O'Dwyer, Seufert, Espinal. Seufert been quarterbacking play for Richmond in these last few moments, who have enjoyed their best spell of possession. Return to Espinal, able to turn up, go towards the defense. Darwin Espinal has a crack, and that one slices just wide. Well, fans, if Lou City wins, you win. This season, Lou City has partnered with Penn Station to give you a free sub with the purchase of another. The offer is valid the following day after a win. Head to any participating Louisville area Penn Station location to redeem and say Lou City won at checkout, or use promo code LouBogo25 online.
We've already seen Darwin Espinal strike one from that distance, and ability to put the shape on the ball, just gets away from him here. Nifty little move, puts himself in shooting range, and on that coveted right foot, just unable to put enough texture on it to beat or test Damian Loss.
Davila after some high pressure here from Richmond. Poor pass, O'Dwyer. Return ball, moved out wide. Running onto it is Fitch. It's too heavy for him. Runs fast out for a throw-in.
But what Richmond is doing a good job of right now in this last 5-10 minutes is picking and choosing when to reset, pump the brakes, build, and then when they could play forward and break lines and also be progressive with their runs. I mean, we've seen the ability to get Darwin Espinal involved. We've seen the ability of Josh Kirkland, even though he's not been on the ball, to occupy 2 of those 3 center backs in higher ground. And Danny Cruz had mentioned how important managing territory in this match was going to be.
Chest control in the midfield. Swayford back. Espinal. Barnathan, center midfielder, dropping into the heart of the defense. Tosh the header, Jones the clearance forward. This one will end up going out of play. A throw in here to come for Richmond. Referee relocating the throw in to its proper spot. Here's a great sight for Lou City fans. Brian Ownby on the bench. It's the first time he's available since the 2023 Eastern Conference Finals. The captain of the side, he had a leg injury in the final game of preseason 2024, missed all of last year, been working his way back to fitness, and a chance to return here in Jägermeister Cup play against his former side. Played on loan for Richmond in 2013, played there 2015, 2016 before he began his storied Lou City career in 2017. The club's all-time leading assister, third-time leading scorer in its history. There's a foul by Amadou Dia. We'll see if he features today, but just great to see him back on the bench.
Just an absolute legend for this club, and a club that just has produced so much history and so many different playmakers, and Brian Ownby being one of the top ones, and somebody that you just continue to, obviously now you see he's available today, and just gets you excited for the possibilities, and how this club continues to strengthen throughout this season.
34 years of age, lots of experience, 37 assists all time. Leads Lou City, who defend this free kick. It's pushed away, a good header by Jones. There's a player down in the box for Richmond. We'll see if the referee will pause play for that issue. As this one's clipped forward, it is going to be a whistle blown. Down in some discomfort. Looks to be Chandler O'Dwyer.
Putting this ball right in the mix.
Ow. It's a hard fall. Chandler O'Dwyer, a hard fall, a slow return to his feet. But the midfielder with 2 goals to assist so far this season in League One play is back up. This portion of tonight's match is presented by Toyota and the Kentuckiana Toyota dealers. We'll have a drop ball here uncontested for Richmond, who have a slight edge in possession through the first half of our first 45. There's a push from behind, 55% to 45% possession favoring the visitors. John Tosh committing the foul.
And also own the numbers in final third entries. So back to kind of what I was talking about, was picking those moments where you can play that brave ball that unlocks some space higher up the field in that final third.
Rolled into Kirkland, trying to keep it in play, blocked, a corner kick will come. It's going to be the first of the match now for Richmond. Josh Kirkland coming off his first goal. And he said, why not make it a 2-for-1? Scored a brace, including a 99th minute equalizer in a thrilling 4-4 draw with Westchester at home last time out. Both him and Darwin Espinal picking up braces. Kirkland, a first full season signed with Richmond.
And look for Chandler O'Dwyer to be the target here. You know, he took that hard fall earlier.
There's Beckett Howell, in swinger. Dangerous delivery, pushed away by Perez. Restart from the back. Fitch knocks one upfield into the mix. Again, it's Perez who wins it. It's going to roll. Franca able to get a foot into it. And they'll fully restart all the way back to Pablo Jara. Jara spraying one forward. It's too heavy, runs out for a throw-in. The USL on the CBS Sports Network kicks off in May with a matchup of NorCal rivals. The Oakland Roots take on Sacramento Republic FC. That's May 4th at 7 p.m. Eastern on the CBS Sports Network. Good drop of the shoulder by Taylor Davila in the midfield. A lot of options in this Louisville midfield. Of course, Taylor Davila, back-to-back USL Championship, all-league first team he's ever present in that side with his wand of a left foot. So I got Kevin Lambert on the bench, a more box-to-box destroyer-type midfielder. We got Duncan as well. Of course, Evan Davila, who's in the starting 11 here today. So a bit of rotation, a bit of tweaks shown by Danny Cruz. And 25 minutes in, they've had a few chances, but no goals to show for it. Perez returns to Tosh. Looks forward. Return ball. Low delivery, pushed away. Sean Tosh is making a dangerous run. There's been a lot of space on this near side in the attack for Louisville.
They have pinned Seufert and Howell back in the moments that they've been on the ball. And to your point, they have had tremendous access to those lanes on that right side, and you can see what the idea was on that low driven ball. Earn themselves yet another corner.
They'll go short. Serrano lays it back for Davila, able to pick his head up, delivery to the back post. It goes just wide. Pablo Jara diving in. He may have taken a big collision. It was untouched along the way. A goal kick will come as Pablo Jara, the Chilean goalkeeper, put his body on the line and will need some treatment here.
And it's a clever restart from Lou City when they recognize Richmond has only sent out one defender. So we see Jara coming together with, looks like his own teammate in that process of making the play.
It might have been Nils Seufert who ended up coming into contact with. It's one of those as a goalkeeper where he's not really sure where his far post is. Is that one going to creep in? He dove in and probably made it harder for a Lou City player to go in. He's a little slow to get up, and so it allows Darren Swatsky the chance to bark out some instructions. Obviously still 0-0. It was when you mentioned early on, keep it this way early on. Richmond have had some good foothold in the game.
They have it, and I think early on it was a bend but don't break mentality. Obviously that big chance given up to Sam Gleadle that he doesn't convert. But besides that, I mean, they had the free kick or the corner kick that hit the crossbar in some of those second and third actions. But besides that, they have built into this match. They have been progressive. And
one more time that coming together for Jara. I think he dove in, and it was Seufert that he landed with as he was beginning his descent from his dive. He's back on his feet, moving around a little gingerly, and the referee will wave players back into play. There is James Sneddon, who's warming up. He started all 7 league games for Richmond so far this season. So they're preparing him in case he needs to come on, the young goalkeeper. It's a good contrast. 19-year-old Academy, signed his first Academy contract in June 2023 with Pablo Jara, who had over 100 appearances with Tormenta, won the 2022 League One title. Came on as a sub in that match. He's got so much experience, but he's been fought off for the starting role so far this season. Started in the Open Cup game. They fell against the Virginia Dream 3-1 in the Open Cup first round. They were cup set. And now in the other cup competition, Richmond, as play is restarted, trying to pull off a upset of their own. Won't call it a cup set. That might be Open Cup copyright. It's dropped into the channel here in the attack. Kirklander on onto. Now Richmond have great experience in the Open Cup. 1995 winners of it. Part of just being a historic club in the landscape of American soccer. Longest continually run club since 1993. So they met with Louisville 9 times in the league level. As they're in the attack here, a shot ends up being quite central for Damian Loss, but a first shot on target. First time testing the keeper, who catapults a fantastic ball in. It's 3-on-3 in a lot of space is Wilson. Serrano trying to spring him. Good covering by Franca. comes across as Jansen Wilson was in a lot of space driving onto it.
And go box to box. They concede a shot, and now they go down in just a few seconds and earn a corner kick. And that's what Lou City will do, because Richmond kickers will be looking at that opportunity and would have wanted to upgrade, but also you like the decisiveness that that shot was taken with.
Serrano returns it to Davila, who stayed on side. Low ball. It's pushed up outside the 18. Here's Serrano again. Davila waits to get on side to offer the option. Onto the left. Davila again. Dangerous delivery. The header down. It was unorthodox, and it ends up being pushed away. Richmond can carry out of the danger. Kirkland stretching play in the attack, but Numbers not able to get forward quickly enough for Richmond, and now in a more settled defensive structure, Louisville can defend this against Richmond.
It almost looked like it was set for Manny Perez, just a bit too much force behind that layoff and got away from Lou City.
Welcome to the fans watching this game on WBKI, the official broadcast home for Louisville City FC. That touch runs out of play. Tosh. Wilson trying to play one forward. Gets a foot in on that challenge. Seufert wins the header. Dwyer. Howell. Trying to play one forward. "31 minutes in, Darren Sawatsky has to feel good about how his team has grown into this match. I was saying it a bit earlier that they've been progressive in their problem solving, but they've also been composed with managing some of the opportunities they've conceded, but also finding that great balance of creating their own. And we've talked about the start for Hara tonight, obviously the first in Jaeger Cup. Here's Kirkland to the end line, it's blocked.
And you get that veteran experience, that command of the box. Seen him be able to fight through some of that traffic, obviously incur some of that physicality that Lou City throws at you. Obviously managing the environment as well.
To throw it on the far side of the field. Over to take it, Hayden Anderson. 1 goal, 1 assist, scored on his debut in the season opener at Tormenta in League One play. He launches a long throw. It was a push from the back. It's going to be a free kick inside the 18-yard box. Well, of course, it's round 1 of Jägermeister Cup play. Elsewhere, a bit of drama. A 96th minute winner for Loudoun United over Lexington. Joshua Erlinson picking up the winner in another group game here in Group 5. So that one was championship on championship, and we saw the first upset of group play last night when the Charlotte Independents took down North Carolina. So right now the group outlook of the 6 teams, there's 3 points for Loudoun, 3 points for Charlotte, and we'll see how the 3 points break out in this match. It is a nice quirk of having the shootout to give an extra point, because it guarantees that 3 points will be allocated in some manner, 2 to 1 or 3 for one team, depending on how the match ends up breaking out. But 2 outright winners so far in Group 5. Adams clips one forward. Dia trying to get onto it, the header back. Hara, in the end on his second attempt, able to get to it. Referee's going to pause play as Hara booms one upfield. There was a collision and a coming together in the box. And down is a Richmond player holding their face. This header back was a risky one. Oh, that's a painful one for Franca. Just face meets shoulder of Pablo Hara.
Richmond have thrown themselves around in their 18-yard box, defending their goal with authority and passion. And it's far too early in the group stage, but with the way tiebreakers kind of lay themselves out in this Jägermeister Cup with goals scored, do you go back and look at a Sam Gleadle opportunity and think to yourself, that could come back to affect some sort of tiebreaker. Like I said, it's only game 1 of the group stage, but that's kind of that facet that has been added to this year's Jägermeister Cup, so something that might play itself into some games later on.
Just to restart on what this is, it's the USL Jägermeister Cup interleague play. Groups across the country regionalized to help develop rivalries. Last year there were 8 games. It was only League One teams playing against one another. Richmond picked up 12 points in those 8 games. They finished 2 points off top. The Charlotte Independents won that group, but Richmond picking up 2 wins. They went to 3 shootouts, and they won all 3 of them. So they've got experience winning shootouts in the Jägermeister Cup. Richmond do. They also had 3 defeats, so they got 12 points. This year's competition, there's a lot more teams, so those wild card spots will be hotly contested. 6 group winners will advance, and then there will be 2 wild card teams that will advance. It's based on points, but there's only 12 points available across the 4 games. So goals scored will become the next tiebreaker if teams are even on points to try and get into the wild card spots. Flipped forward. This one's going to bounce. Dia has to have a second attempt at clearing it. That pass back to Loss. He's going to push this one upfield. Serrano. Serrano is down. Referee didn't believe he was fouled. It's back now in the defense of Richmond. Serrano slowly hobbling back to his feet. Hara. Garnett. Pablo Hara under some pressure, slices that ball. It's out now for a throw. Quickly put in the hands of Manny Perez. Throws it infield. Here's Wilson at the end line. Dangerous delivery. Vital intervention by Barnathan. Here's Adams. Dia. Serrano, far side of the field. Serrano with Kirkland defending him. Stands one up. Did it take a deflection along the way? Yes, it did. A corner will come for Lou City. Another Wi-Fi corner kick coming. They've hit the crossbar on one of these. See what Serrano and company can generate as Taylor Davila comes over to offer some guidance before backing off to offer another option. Serrano goes short. Davila. Ray Serrano puts one in the box. It's flicked along, last touched by Richmond, I believe. So we'll do it over again, this time on the near side. I like the in-swinger, so Taylor Davila will be the player to take it this time.
And you're going to continue to see some of these short corners because it is a 2v1 matchup out wide. So until Richmond recognizes that and sends a second defender and thins out the box, they're going to continue to go short.
It's 2-on-1. Serrano returns it to Davila. Davila puts one in. It's over the bar. Out now for a goal kick.
But on the other side for Richmond, they might just look at it and say, hey, Lou City, come on, we're going to defend with numbers in the box instead of sending out one defender out wide and thinning out the box and kind of exposing some dangerous areas and inflicting some of that space on ourselves. So go ahead and take advantage of 2v1 out there, but have not been able to convert. And that's going to be on Lou City then to show some danger in that ability to either force a Richmond defender to step out of the box or find that last bit of quality on the service or the shot.
Marthin brings it down. Fitch in field. Slight bump in the back of Kirkland. Did that bounce up to hit a hand? Yes, it did. It's going to be a free kick going against Lou City. Watch the USL Championship in Spanish on 2DNA, the nation's leading Spanish language sports network. Rhode Island FC debuts their brand new stadium as they host San Antonio FC on May 3rd at 4:30 p.m. Eastern. Go to uslchampionship.com for the complete USL TV listings. Rhode Island, of course, the team that felled Lou City in the playoffs last year. Very excited for their new stadium. Just the continued development of clubs at the USL Championship level, the USL League One level. This brings an interleague play, the long-term view of promotion and relegation, a soon-to-come Division One USL League. You would be stunned if Lou City was not one of those clubs that was in the very top. We talked about Darren Sawatsky, his praise for Lou City as an organization. All you have to do is look at Lynn Family Stadium, the fans in the crowd, and know this is a hotbed of soccer in this country.
Yeah, the investment is just all over what Lou City has been able to do. Obviously, two-time champions and their ability to develop. And you and I were talking about it a bit before the match, was just the consistency.
Here's Kirkland. Richmond in the attack here on the right foot. It's blocked out. A good tackle by Kyle Adams. Another corner will come.
Another opportunity for Richmond to put dangerous numbers in and around Damian Loss, to cause havoc, cause that chaos. We saw in their last corner that Barnathan was the target, as we see Howell stepping up to take this, and Chandler Dwyer is another dangerous target in the box. He was a bit more of a decoy on that last corner.
Referee had some quick words in the box after some pushing and shoving. Howell delivers. Big sweeping ball. It goes up. Kirkland trying to get a header down. It rolls to Serrano. Serrano pokes one forward. Here's Gleedle. Big touch out of his feet. Richmond are stretched. Gleedle with options coming forward. Was he fouled? Yes, he was. Darwin Espinal is going to be booked the first player caution today. He cut off Sam Gleedle in the judgment of Drew Klemp. It's a foul here and a free kick in a dangerous spot.
And Sam Gleedle does a good job of earning something out of this play, because you could see that although he gets the long touch into space, it was in a direction that he probably didn't want to go. He wanted to take that central. He had the step on Darwin Espinal and allowed Darwin to get back in the play. But in the end, forces a foul out of Darwin Espinal and then puts him on a yellow.
That yellow card was presented by Bone Dry Roofing. Goes the way of Darwin Espinal. It's now a 5th-3rd free kick. A lot of numbers forward in purple. Serrano fakes. Davila takes towards the back post, punched away by Hara. Down by Dia. His ambitious shot sliced wide, and with just a few minutes left in our first half, it's out now for a goal kick. Soccer season is here, and SeatGeek is the official ticketing partner of the USL. Get all your USL tickets and more from the #1 ticketing site. SeatGeek, your ticket to great seats.
I know Hara elects to punch out on that play, but for Lou City, just unable to get any sort of runner in front of Hara to make that an even more difficult decision.
I was going to say, because they've had a lot of set-piece opportunities, a lot of these short ones, a lot of these free kicks from corners. Anything to change on a Lou City front to try and cause more danger.
I mean, you ask any coach, and Danny Cruz will be the first one to acknowledge it, is on these free kicks, you can have some of the most elaborate or detailed set pieces or runs, but it's about the delivery.
Yeah.
So they're going to want to upgrade the quality. And that's something that Lou City is typically extremely dangerous with. They've just misfired a bit on these free kicks and corners as they concede another free kick of their own.
So Adams commits the foul. It's a free kick and a chance to put more numbers forward. Beckett Howell, the preferred free kick taker. It's a start here. Only 2 appearances in league play so far this season. The 20-year-old left back, second player to sign a pro contract from the academy under Darren Sawatsky. Howell puts one in the mix. Header away. Fitch. Speculative. Perez, more definitive. Upfield. Gleedle trying to work something here. His touch, last touching the Lou City man, is out for a Richmond throw in. And at the final minute of our first 45.
And I think both teams will look at free kicks and set pieces and be disappointed for different reasons.
Here's a turnover. Espinal in the area. What a block by Kyle Adams. Almost a game-changing moment. A goal blocking move from Kyle Adams. Seufert, referee, swallowing his whistle in the eyes of the home faithful. For Lou City, it's out for a corner kick, a chaotic sequence at the back.
Oh, Darwin Espinal just overthinks this finish, just takes too many touches. You don't often get a turnover from Lou City in this area. Just unable to get this on his right foot quick enough. And you have a relentless defender in Kyle Adams just continuing to track back. What an intervention there, because he had lined that up.
Seufert punched away by Loss. 4 minutes of stoppage time presented by the Louisville Muhammad Ali International Airport. 4 minutes added on. Ray Serrano now. This game kicking into life in the final minutes. Number sprinting forward. Serrano trying to work it out wide. Referee playing advantage. Perez. What a challenge coming in. It's out now for a throw. Perez upended. And there's going to be a yellow card belatedly given. We'll get you confirmation on that one, but the foul on Serrano is punished. What a challenge coming across from Beckett Howell.
What a big, loud tackle that is from Beckett Howell. We've talked about some of that access they've had along that right flank in those half spaces. That is one way to interrupt.
Thrown in. Wilson brings it down, trying to play it across goal. Amadou Dia will sprint back for it. Adams, a slip that could have been costly for a moment, but he recovered his footing. Tosh. Perez. He's bumped down there. That's going to be a free kick. Darwin Espinal, he's on a yellow card here. I don't believe that's a second yellow, but they're certainly going to make that appeal, the players and the fans in purple.
But you have to believe that you've just put the referee in those thoughts of, now you're starting to stack fouls.
Yeah.
And now you're not necessarily saying the next one, but you're starting to keep a really close eye on what Darwin Espinal is doing defensively. And then it also would affect how much pressure he's able to apply offensively.
He may be saying, watch out, I got my eye on you. Drew Klemp in discussion with Darwin Espinal. So the yellow card just a few moments ago was given to Simon Fitch. And that yellow card presented by Bone Dry Roofing. So 2 players now booked. Espinal, who is in discussions there, but no second yellow given to Espinal. Fitch, the right back, booked as well. Davila delivers. This one nodded up over the goal. Barnath unable to get ahead to it. Davila, who has had, seems limitless set piece opportunities. Put that one again in the mix, but it's pushed away again.
Now it looks like they're going to line up to go direct here with Ray Serrano.
Vi-Fi corner kick. Serrano swings it into the box. The header off the post. Point blank put home by Perez. In the 48th minute, Lou City opened the score. And it's Manny Perez who breaks it open for the home side.
Just a devastating blow delivered by Lou City right before the break. And we have seen them throughout this first half with these corners going short, taking advantage of the 2v1 matchup out wide. But now here late in the game, as both these teams possibly think about the halftime break and that narrative, Lou City and Ray Serrano elect to go direct in the box with that havoc, that chaos, and that ball falling to Manny Perez, and he absolutely slams it to the back of the net.
His first attempt was blocked. His second was commanding. Talk about a gut punch for Richmond, who were equals in the first 45. But barring a late change in the tail, they will not be equals on the scoreboard at halftime. Louisville are very strong when they take a lead. 3 wins, 1 draw when scoring first. They're unbeaten in 7 in all competitions, and just 1 time have Richmond managed to come from behind when conceding first and get back into the game. Loss booms it upfield. Nodded down. Wilson, it's going to roll for Serrano. It was his corner that caused the chaos. Amadou Dia. Davila challenging. Seufert got highest. Tosh. It was his header that hit the post before it fell to Manny Perez. And that goal separates the sides as we hear the final whistle of the first half. Eric, thoughts on that first 45?
I thought through the first half, Richmond had done a good job of limiting turnovers in bad areas and good recognition of on-the-ball actions. I thought they made solid, responsible decisions on the ball in the attacking half. And then Lou City, although they hadn't created quite as much as they wanted to off the press, they have been dangerous on quick restarts. You even saw it on what ended up being the goal, was that quick outlet off a Richmond corner that led to a foul and then eventually leads to a corner and then eventually leads to the goal. So solid from Lou City.
Lou City lead 1-0 at home after the first 45 minutes. Manny Perez, a late goal in the first half. A lot of action elsewhere in the Jägermeister Cup. We'll get you caught up on that, as well as what's coming up next in the USL Jägermeister Cup. Score at the half. It's Lou City 1, Richmond Kickers 0.
When the Thompsons first bought their house, all they saw was their dream home. They didn't yet know that with a home equity line of credit from Commonwealth Credit Union, it would be their keys to epic cannonballs and the chance to see the world. As years went by, it allowed them to empower the next generation and make happily ever after come true. Which begs the question, what could your home be doing for you? Let's find out together. Commonwealth Credit Union. Here, we see you differently.
Parlor Pizza and Pints. Enjoy award-winning artisan pizzas, smoked wings, and craft cocktails at 6 Louisville area locations.
Here's the tale of a farmer man searching for love all across the land. He's a farmer man. He needs someone to share his life. Find a woman to be his loving wife. He's a farmer man.
Them girls are trying to touch Matt's avocados. Didn't like it.
Farmer Wants a Wife. All new Thursdays on Fox and watch anytime on Hulu.
We have driven a lot of Toyotas over the years. For quality, dependability, and value, you can't beat them.
Like this Camry, the newest version of America's best-selling car.
Now it's 100% hybrid with more standard power, better handling, and available all-wheel drive.
This Camry XSE gets 47 mpg, and it comes with a 12.3-inch touchscreen and Toyota Safety Sense 3.0.
Now you can get 5.25 APR financing on Camry or lease a Camry for $299 a month.
Toyota, let's go places.
1-0 in favor of Lou City after 45 at Lynn Family Stadium in the first round of group stage games in the USL Jägermeister Cup. Let's get you caught up on what the competition structure looks like as we embark into this new cup competition.
This year, the Jägermeister Cup will feature all 24 clubs from the USL Championship and all 14 clubs from USL League One. The 38 teams are placed in 6 groups divided by region. 4 groups will have 6 teams, 2 groups will have 7 teams. Each club will play 4 matches in group play, 2 at home and 2 away. At the conclusion of the group phase, the 6 group winners and 2 wildcard teams will enter the knockout stage. To set the quarterfinals, the wildcards are locked into slots as away teams. Group winners are drawn for spots 1 through 6, then drawn to fill the matchups from match 1 all the way to match 4. In this stage, wildcard teams cannot play against the winner from their respective groups. In the semifinals, the 4 remaining teams will be drawn randomly, and the last 2 teams standing will be drawn to determine the host for the Jägermeister Cup final.
This week on USL All Access, we spoke to Switchbacks captain Matt Mahoney.
The slow start is going to be the fast turnaround for the 2024 title holders. How about Open Cup glory once again for USL Championship teams, the dominating factor in round 3? And last but not least, our final remaining team without a win, Hartford Athletic, finally grabbed 3 points and get themselves into the race in the Eastern Conference.
You don't want to miss it, SiriusXM FC and the USL YouTube page.
Today we went to the beach, and it was totally worth it. Stay 2 nights, get a $50 Best Western gift card.
Whoa, termites can eat a pound of wood a day. 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 What's wrong, Daddy? Daddy? You okay?
Keep termites out of your home and your head with our premium guarantee that covers up to $250,000 in new termite damage. Before panic shows up, Terminix it.
3 ice-cold Jägermeister shots, please. Those look warm.
Serve it cold or don't serve it at all. Jägermeister. Damn, that's cold.
This is a Toyota Grand Highlander.
Toyota took the best-selling Highlander and made it bigger, more powerful, and more fuel efficient.
With your choice of 3 different powertrains, with a driving range of nearly 600 miles on a tank of gas, and you've got to love the 12.3-inch touchscreen.
The big news is right back here with over 20 cubic feet of cargo space.
Behind a full-size third row.
Now get 6.75 APR financing on any new Highlander or Grand Highlander.
Toyota, let's go places.
A Manny Perez goal separates the sides at 45 minutes. Lou City up over Richmond Kickers, a first meeting in 7 years between the 2 historic sides. Jack Edwards, Eric Dubransky here with you, looking more big picture, far from some of these League One sides. We'll see if that continues with some games later today. Omaha against New Mexico, an interesting one there. Anything stand out for you in this lineup, Eric?
I think Phoenix Rising and San Antonio, the rematch of what we saw a few weeks ago with Phoenix going to San Antonio and picking up a big 3 points in league play. Orange County and Las Vegas, that'll be a great matchup. And then AB Alta, who is making a tremendous run in US Open Cup, playing Sacramento Republic, and saw it in that Tampa Bay Rowdies game against Miami. Them getting off to a hot start to 3 goals. It's very early, but you don't want some of these early games in Jägermeister Cup to dictate how you have to play the 3 remaining games. So first impressions in group play are going to matter.
And here's Sunday as well, Westchester, Rhode Island, Birmingham Legion, Chattanooga Red Wolves, Spokane, Oakland Roots. Interesting ones there with a pair of League One teams able to host some USL Championship opposition. In this group, of course, though, the Independents and Loudoun United taking all 3 points in the first games in Group 5. We'll see who takes the points in the game here today. Lou City currently hold the edge. Manny Perez, the lone goal so far. What's Richmond's response? We'll get you caught up with the highlights and stats on the other side of this break. Coming up, Louisville, Richmond, 1-0 at the half.
When you need inspiration, it's worth shopping Kroger for mouth-watering meals and appetizing ingredients. Our low prices add up to big savings with over $600 in digital coupons each week, plus up to $1 off per gallon at the pump. At Kroger, you always get big flavors and big savings. Kroger, fresh for everyone.
We asked a lot of people why they love their Toyota Corollas, and we got a lot of answers.
It got me through college and law school without any problems.
I love the interior on my Corolla Cross.
I love the wireless CarPlay in it.
I really love the mirror sensors that tell you there's a car next to you.
But what really makes Corolla so popular is they love how much car they get for their money.
I got everything I wanted on it for a lot less than I thought.
Get 4.99 APR financing on Corolla or lease one for $240 a month. Toyota, let's go places. This new Toyota Tundra is amazing. It's rugged and capable.
Designed, engineered, and built right here in the USA.
And Tundra is more powerful and more fuel efficient.
The iForce Max hybrid powertrain delivers 437 horsepower.
And with the multi-terrain select, no matter what the conditions are, it automatically adjusts the engine throttle and traction.
Get up to $3,000 customer cash on a new 25 Tundra or 2.99 APR financing, or lease a Tundra from $449 a month.
Toyota, let's go places.
Jägermeister is proud to be the presenting sponsor of the USL Jägermeister Cup. Take a shot at glory and celebrate the magic of this exciting tournament all year long. Please drink responsibly. Nearing sundown, here are your halftime stats. 7 shots for Louisville, 6 for Richmond. Possession very even as well. On the face of those stats, Richmond will feel very frustrated. They went into half down a goal.
And it doesn't show up as a shot on target, but that opportunity from Darwin Espinal, especially somebody that is tied for the Golden Boot with the 5 goals. He has 7 goal contributions with the 2 assists as well. It just took too long to get it off to his right foot. And then you had that massive intervention from Kyle Adams, because that was one of the biggest chances for Richmond kickers that grew into that first 45. They managed weathered the storm that they were going to see from Lou City, the pressure, because that's going to be an area that Lou City's going to feel like they could definitely ramp up, is the pressure and the collective nature of it.
Emiliano Terzaghi, you need a goal, you call this guy. 61 goals for the club across 125 appearances. He only had 3 goals and 1 assist in 2024, but he battled injuries in 2023, had 10 goals in 23 appearances. The 32-year-old Argentinian has 2 goals in league play so far this season. Much confirmation on that exact sub when we get it, but we saw in those highlights there were 8 corners in that first half for Lou City. We only saw 2 of them. One of them was a flick-on header by Perez onto the crossbar. The other one, flick-on header by Tosh onto the post that was put home by Manny Perez. And that may have been the only 2 corners that were actually put directly into the box. So we'll see if that's a takeaway made after 45 from Lou City. Restarting play, and the white kits are Richmond heading from left to right, and the purples are Lou City heading from right to left. They had a lot of set-piece opportunities and just that 1 goal late on.
And that's a great point, because we had seen that Lou City was committed to taking advantage of those 2v1 matchups out on free kicks on those corners, but that's why this game is that chess match. It's the ability to move pieces, the ability to influence different areas of the field, and you get that near post service and the slightest of deflection, you're just helping it along, and that just incurs all sorts of havoc.
Rolled along. Here's Fitch. Early opportunity. Clips it to the back post. Terzaghi attacking it. Cleared away by Lou City. The sub was Hayden Anderson making way for Emiliano Terzaghi. Anderson really struggled to get a foothold in that first 45. And Terzaghi, who is such an experienced goal scorer, trying to continue what's been a solid start to the campaign with 2 goals so far. He'll be in the box for early set piece opportunity. Beckett Howell, the left back, will clear some space and deliver from this near side. Howell into the near post, pushed away, a good header by Kyle Adams. Confirmation of that sub there, sponsored by the Kentucky Lottery. Anderson makes way, Terzaghi in. So a like-for-like change in that front four. Perez can't keep it in play. It's a Richmond throw-in. This portion of tonight's match is presented by Toyota and the Kentuckiana Toyota dealers. Delivery there blocked. Howell trying to put one in. It's scuffed forward. Barnathan gets ahead to it. Davila moved out wide. Wilson picks a head up. Gleedle making a run to the back post. Dia in all sorts of space. Davila picks a head up and finds Dia. First time ball. No nonsense clearance by Garnett. Puts it out for yet another corner for Lou City.
Dia just needed a bit more pace on this ball, and this is how Lou City is so multifaceted in what they can do off the ball. Their ability to defend, but then that quick strike ability. Get Dia in that half space, and he just wants to curl this along that back line and put it in a space where only his teammate can get onto it, but does earn another corner.
It's a Wi-Fi corner. Ray Serrano into the box. Hara goes up and claims it under a good amount of pressure. He's looking at options. Throws one with the left hand, rolling it in the path of Espinal. Can he get there? Yes, he can. Espinal cuts it. Terzaghi. Emiliano Terzaghi. Darwin Espinal. It's coming together off the ball. Terzaghi spraying one forward. Perez with pressure from behind him. An offside flag goes up, so it's a free kick here. If you can't watch the match, turn on Sirius XM FC 157, North America's only 24/7 source for engaging soccer talk, including USL All Access on Tuesday nights. Plus, hear live matches from the USL, MLS, Premier League, and more. All on Sirius XM FC 157 and the new Sirius XM app. Las launches it forward. Was that a push from behind? Yes, it was. A free kick here for Lou City. If you're Richmond, are you changing anything after the first 45? You created some opportunities, a bit of chaos, but you were down after one moment going against you.
That's a great question. I think for Darren Sawatsky and his side, I think you just go about it the same way because you grew into the second portion of that first half. You managed that first 30 minutes, and not only did you manage it, you grew in confidence, you grew in composure, and you saw some of those louder opportunities come Richmond's way. So I think you go attack it the same way, and you just got to defend these free kicks with a bit more detail.
So it's Davila. We'll take this free kick. Stands it up to the back post. Barnathan gets ahead to it. Pushed in again. It's the other Davila. Evan. Here's Wilson. Out of his feet. Low shot goes just wide. Goal kick coming. eFootball is here. Live your dream, rep your team, and play as your favorite USL Championship club. eFootball is free to play. You can download it now.
What's going to be tricky for Richmond is finding that balance, that blend between collectively picking your moments and being urgent to go score that equalizer, but also, we've already seen it here early in the second half, not leaving yourself open and susceptible to conceding a second goal, because that would make this comeback even more difficult for Richmond. So you've got to make sure that you manage this match in a way that you know you're going to give up some chances to Lou City, but how loud are they? How big are they? And that's where you've got to find that fine line.
Perez showing off his speed, gets in the box. It's pushed away. Davila. Davila pushing it onto his left, puts it into the mix. Hara calls for it and brings it in.
And as much as I think that late goal conceded for Richmond is a bit of a gut punch, I still think the attitude going into the break was one of confidence, because they did navigate and weather some of those bigger, louder chances from Lou City. Obviously, the Sam Glito one steps out. That's obviously a mistake playing out of the back. But they did a good job of protecting their box and their goal, and then in turn created some chances for themselves. So you have to feel like if they can create one chance like that, that Darwin Espinal, I mentioned it, won't go down as a shot or a shot on target. But if you can do that collectively, you can push to equalize and then really push Lou City to have to make some decisions on how they manage the rest of this match. But I'm going to continue to stress how important it is to keep this a 1-0 game.
Tosh. It is an obvious statement, Eric, but the next goal is incredibly important in where this match heads, because there is different math in a competition like this. If you go to a shootout, there's a chance you get 2 points, which is simplistic to say, but it's twice as good as a normal draw when you get just 1 point if you can come out as shootout victors. And it's something we mentioned in the first half. In Jägermeister Cup play in 2024, Richmond won all 3 of their shootouts they went to in group stage play. Here's Lou City progressing through the middle. Gleedle not able to get on the end of it. Sam Gleedle playing as the center forward after scoring in back-to-back games, including the winner last time out against Tampa Bay. Had a few chances so far. Still waiting to make it 3 for 3 as Tosh puts it into the 18-yard box. O'Dwyer again nods it along. Howell. Evan Davila. All the way back to Damian Loss, making a second consecutive season spent on loan from Austin FC of Major League Soccer. That one's going to drop. Chance for Espinal, one of 2 players on a yellow. Plays it to the other one who's booked. Here's Simon Fitch. That's a pass back to Hara that forces him to shuffle over and prevent it from going into his own net. His pass forward intercepted by Perez. Wilson. Here's Taylor Davila. That's a brilliant pass. Ray Serrano doubles the advantage. Davila, Serrano, Lou City 2, Richmond 0.
And this is where Lou City just punishes opponents, is the turnovers, but not just the turnovers. It's the actions behind the turnover and what they accomplish from those moments. And this leads to a goal, but it starts with the pass back from Richmond, and then Hara having to play this emergency ball to the back, and then Richmond having to deal with the numbers that Lou City already had committed forward because of the press. And this ball, such a crafty ball into that space, into a running Ray Serrano. Ray Serrano knows exactly what to do from that angle, that familiarity. Calmly, composed, tucks that one away. And you just mentioned it a few moments ago that next goal was going to be so important. Lou City, their ability to punish opponents when they have those kind of casual turnovers.
Goals change games. Manny Perez sticking one home on a loose ball from a corner in the 3rd minute of stoppage time in the first half. It's followed up on probably the best attacking move all day from Lou City with Davila. He knew exactly what he was doing when he received that pass, the no-look pass against the grain to pick out Serrano. Utter class from a player who has proven year in, year out to be amongst the best in the midfield at the top level of the USL Championship.
I mean, just subtle manipulation of time and space there by Davila. You have a player that is looking and shaping his body one way and forcing all the defenders to commit that direction. And he just has all the idea in the world of where he wants to go and what kind of ball he wants to play to Ray Serrano.
We talked right after that goal. There's a free kick given here. Richmond with a chance to try and get back into the match. He almost looked upset, Taylor Davila, when Danny Cruz almost waved him off of the short delivery. He's able to get an assist in the end with a brilliant pass to Ray Serrano in open play. So the corner is the avenue for the first. A turnover after a bit of high pressure. And a stretch defense is how Louisville make it 2-0. But Richmond were in a shootout 1 week ago. It was 4-4 between them and Westchester. They can put it in the back of the net, and can they start here with this set piece? It's put in the mix in the back of the net. A direct free kick. Utter brilliance. And it's 2-1. Richmond trying to get back in the game. It's Nils Seufert. His first in Jaeger Cup play, his second for Richmond.
Just an absolute class strike from Seufert. You see the bend on this. And the ability to get Damian Loss working to his left and just those few steps catch him at an angle in an area that he cannot get to that Seufert strike. And that is a response right there.
Wow.
You cut into a lead. You just conceded the second goal. This is a team that, to your point, can score goals, and you almost think conceding a second would have been deflating for Richmond kickers.
That one's lofted out of play. That's what you call a commentator's curse if you're Louisville, a commentator's blessing if you're Richmond. Richmond score, and it's 2-1. There's a sub that was just made. Coming in the game, Adrian Billhart coming in for Darwin Espinal. So there were two more changes on top of that for Richmond. Matt Bolduc and Maximiliano Schenfeld also come in the game. Beckett Howell and Josh Kirkland also making way. So they've used 4 of their 5 changes as O'Dwyer clips it back. Under a lot of pressure here. Hara, they've already been caught out once in these situations playing out from the back. Adams blocked. Exactly 3 minutes separated Ray Serrano's calmly taken one-on-one finish and Nils Seufert's brilliantly taken free kick. And it's as you were after 45, a 1-goal edge for Louisville. And a subplot that we've talked about a little bit is the tiebreaker after points is not goal differential, it's goals scored. So for Louisville up to 2, Richmond their first of the competition. Those could be factors as the competition continues to mature. Here's Gleadle in a game that is all sorts of stretch now. Serrano wanted it. It's a good, strong challenge by Seufert, and it comes across. Here's Bolduc, a 30-year-old substitute for Richmond. There's a push from behind. Terzaghi takes it quickly. Moved wide by Billhart. Back to Billhart. Schenfeld making the underlapping run. He's now outside of him. Seufert. Touch there, a little heavy, knocked out of play. A throw in comes. The USL Championship and League One are on CBS Sports and ESPN platforms all season long. You can catch live matches and expert analysis every day on the CBS Sports Golazo Network and ESPN+. Go to uslchampionship.com or uslleague1.com for complete USL TV listings. As Dia cushions a header down for Las.
And this is the response you needed from Richmond, because you needed Lou City to feel the pressure. You didn't want them to just feel comfortable.
Yeah.
Yep, at 2-0, just take the air out of the ball.
Was that a shot on the free kick? He'll claim it was. Was that a shot, you think?
Yes. I'll give it to Seufert in terms of, I think.
Ball in there, pushed away. It sits up in the area. Another chance, squared across. Gleedle restores the 2-goal edge. The game kicking into life in the last 10 minutes. Lou City up now 3-1. And Sam Gleedle goals in back-to-back-to-back games.
And I think the featured element in the two latest goals from Lou City is decisiveness. I mean, the second goal, the turnover and the ability to go down the field really quick. And then here, same thing, 1-2 touch. And then they're inside of Richmond's 18-yard box and tucking a goal away. Sam Gleedle cannot stop scoring for Lou City right now.
He's going to make some problems in the selection decisions for Danny Cruz. Philip Goodrum was benched. You see two subs now. Jake Morris coming in, as is Kevin Lambert. So Amadou Dia makes way in a like-for-like change at left wing back. And in midfield, Evan Davila makes way. So just about an hour of the Davila brothers playing together. And it's to good success again. When they played together in the midfield against Tampa Bay, they engineered that comeback. And as Jake Morris and Lambert come into the game, they come in trying to defend a 2-goal lead. Another costly turnover at the back for Lou City. A clearance just falls to the wrong person. Taylor Davila, 2 assists now today.
If that's his response from being taken off some of the short corners, I would take him off more often if I were Danny Cruz, in terms of going direct on those corners and not the 2v1, because I mean it's just been absolute class from Davila. His playmaking ability, but on top of that, just the way you influence how defenders have to defend space. I mean, when you can move people on the ball, off the ball, and manipulate the space that they're occupying for your teammates, I mean, that's just an incredible characteristic, and one that just makes your team multidimensional and dynamic and threatening.
In the area again are Lou City. It's pushed out. Davila had 2 goals in championship play through 6 starts. Ever-present part of this side. It's a USL Championship All-League first team selection in 2023 with Rio Grande Valley, as well as last year with Lou City. Perez gets past one, puts it across. Gleedle nods one down. It awkwardly trickles across goal, seen out of play. But just again on those Davila assists, both of them preceding one-touch finishes for Lou City, as we see just some good footwork from Perez cause some chaos.
And you saw at the last moment that Ray Serrano took a couple steps backwards to his right, and if he would have just committed to crashing and flooding the 6-yard box, he might have been able to tuck away his second goal of the night.
Free kick to resume play for Richmond. They had a quick response to the second goal from Louisville. This one will be a little longer of a response if they're going to have one. They've made 4 of their 5 possible changes. There's Hara. Escapes his control. Garnett. Bolduc. Here's Fitch. Morris able to get goal side. Terzaghi creeping along. Emiliano Terzaghi forward. Here's Bolduc trying to return it. Took a deflection along the way. It's going to be out now for a Richmond corner kick.
And on these corners, Richmond is going to want to do a better job of making first contact. They have been unable to force second and third actions from Lou City defensively.
In swinging delivery towards the back post, pushed away by Lambert. Gleedle able to get a right foot to it to push it along, out for a Richmond throw in. Jake Morris coming on, a second half substitute. It's just a second time he's available in 2025. Made a late sub appearance in the Open Cup against Loudoun, but he hasn't featured yet in the USL Championship, and that's coming off a season where he had 34 appearances, 5 goals, and 7 assists in his first season with Louisville. Hara. Tosh. There's a tug there. It's a free kick. Richmond. Poor pass there from Fitch. Chance now for Louisville. Pass though behind Serrano. A lot of frustration there. An apologetic hand goes up from Jansen Wilson. Fitch. Big sweeping pass across the field. Tosh, good strength from the center back. Back to Loss. Here's Terzaghi, brings it down. That's a good pass to bring in an option, rolled forward. Loss off his line, bravely diving in, gets there before Matt Bolduc can. Quickly rolls it back into play, and a chance for Morris to stretch his legs. The left wing back will keep his powerful drive going. Fires one into the box, and it found Gleedle. He puts a hand up. That was a brilliant pass in the end. Just hit the foot of Gleedle. We'll see again this move from Richmond.
Commanding presence from Damian Loss, quick and decisive off his line. And then on top of that, the quick outlet. I mean, that's where he has been defining throughout this 70 minutes thus far, is his ability to make a play. And then that quick transition, that quick outlet. We saw it in what would eventually become that first goal in terms of it started with a Richmond kicker's corner kick. Went down with a quick transition, the yellow card on Espinal, that led to a free kick that went to become a corner kick, and then the goal for Lou City to end that first half. So Damian Loss has been that initiator, that spark to get this team going transitionally.
Here's Terzaghi. All the way back to Loss. Serrano. Morris. Barnathan. Here's Griffin Garnett. Young center back, originally committed to Washington. Able to utilize the league's partnership with Bellevue University, get an online education, full ride, to continue that while staying with Richmond. So that Darren Swatsky was incredibly happy to keep his services. He's playing as the right center back, still just 18 years of age, originally from Richmond. Stands at 6'3". It's a free kick for Richmond, and a worrying sign here. We saw Sam Gleadle feeling his back in a little discomfort. He sits down here. And coming in will be Philip Goodrum, as well as Adrian Perez. So Goodrum will come in like for like with Gleadle in that center forward role, and Manny Perez will make way for his namesake, Adrian Perez. Scorer of the third goal is Sam Gleadle. Scorer of the first goal is Manny Perez. Two of the goal scorers for Lou City. Bookending a goal from Ray Serrano. No substitutions presented by the Kentucky Lottery. Fueling imagination, funding education. The Kentucky Lottery. Adrian Perez, 3 goals, 8 assists last year, comes in off the bench. Play restarted with Richmond going all the way back. Hara a foot through the ball. The header just agonizingly over the head of Ray Serrano. Goodrum puts the press on Hara. Pass up the far touchline. Tosh gets a toe in. Perez back to Tosh. Davila. Oh, what a ball. What a ball. Don't care that it's cleared away. The Travella pass was ambitious, knocked out of play. Well, Louisville ticket packages for the 2025 season are now live. Join the boys in purple all year long with season tickets starting at just $15 per game. Visit loucity.com to learn more. Speaks to the confidence that Davila has to just try a pass with the outside of his foot. It doesn't come off, but trying to just drop that one in over the top. Tosh, a long throw. It's knotted away. Cleared up fields.
And big picture, I mean, we just talked about Sam Gleadle and his ability to not only score goals, but to put his name in that conversation of minutes and playing. That goes across the board for Lou City. I think you look at the sustained success that this club continues to have and the identity that it continues to have under Danny Cruz. You look at the 2024 season, all the history that they've made, the goals scored, the record here at Lynn Family Stadium. And then you wonder how they're going to follow it up. Obviously, this being the Jägermeister Cup, but you're going to see squad rotation. You're going to see some of that depth showcased. But when you are competing for a job day in and day out, and you're competing for minutes, I mean, it's not hard to turn around and say why this team competes so hard to get results, and not even get results, but also the way and the manner in which they do it. They want to put together complete performances. They want to be a box-to-box team. They want to be just as lethal in the attacking box as they are in the defensive box, and committed to both those areas in all phases of the game. But when you're competing against your own teammates to play.
Serrano, Goodrum. Oh, touch just too heavy. Pushed away, that's a foul, that's a free kick. And it's a chance here with a free kick inside their own 18 for Richmond. Fans, it's time to vote on tonight's Lynn Family Vision Man of the Match. The poll will be open for the next 10 minutes. Vote now on the Lou City app. There's a change here coming into the game. James Vaughn will come into the contest, making way to be Chandler O'Dwyer. So O'Dwyer makes way, Vaughn comes in.
That last play for Philip Goodrum, just unable to take that prep touch that he needed to find the quick trigger.
It's a foul by Lambert. The game's boiling over a little bit here. They haven't met in 7 years, but no love lost. There'll be a little bit here to dive into, break down for all the officials. Yellow cards tossed around, at least 2 given out.
Looks like Vaughn, who had just come on.
Welcome to the game.
Yeah.
Welcome to the game, James Vaughn. So
that's one way to have an immediate impact.
Yeah, Ray Serrano steps on, blocks the ball. There is a push there, and then there's a tug of the jersey by Philip Goodrum. Then there's some pushing. Then Kyle Adams, the captain, the enforcer, comes in. That yellow card is presented by Bone Dry Roofing to Vaughn, who eventually stands over this free kick. I believe that's his first touch now. His first proper touch was against Ray Serrano. He was booked for it. Jones. Davila. Trying an ambitious ball. Intercepted. Stepping forward is Garnett. Just chased down from behind. Good work from Goodrum. Now Morris. Lambert. Second to that one in the midfield. It's cleared away. Out for a throw-in for Louisville. Got Ray Serrano as well booked. So the scorer of what is currently the winner in Ray Serrano joins 3 Richmond players in the pocket of Drew Klemp.
And for Ray Serrano, it's less about the pushing and shoving that ensued after the play and more about
this blocking ball going.
Yeah.
Time wasting. Good challenge put in by Morris. But they won't mind that yellow card if it just gets Richmond a little more frustrated, a little more riled up, keeps things a little more disjointed. Good drop of the shoulder. One back by Lou City. Garnett.
Lou City's next Jägermeister Cup match is at Loudoun United.
What a game. On the attack now are Lou City, hunting for a fourth. Squared back. Serrano. Oh, he gets under that one. He'll want it back. Falls to the ground. Ray Serrano wants the brace, but he only put a shot into the crowd.
He has not had many steps that have been wrong tonight, and this one just gets him tangled up. You saw this ball was played just a hair behind him and had to get Ray Serrano to backtrack, and maybe that has him off balance.
Referee waves the throw-in back to its proper spot. It's a Richmond throw-in. It was a good cutback from Perez, but if you're going to be, I think it's really nitpicky, maybe it did force Serrano to backtrack just a little bit too much where it went against his run. Flag goes up for offside.
Hey, Lou City is a club that looks at every single detail, so that will be...
They'll be saying, Adrian, you could have put this one a little bit differently. That's why the club is at the stature it is at. Swansea called it the top team in the USL Championship. Their second top, they will have that upcoming game against who are currently top in the East. Louisville playing around at the back right now. Talking about upcoming Jägermeister Cup games. They're back in league play on Thursday. What a match. Lou City versus Lexington SC. Start of Derby week. Thursday, 8 p.m. Eastern, ESPN Plus. Won't want to miss that one. Rivalry between those two teams locally really begins to continue.
And for Lexington, a team that had a loud entry to the USL Championship and have sputtered over the last few weeks. Started with that late 2-2 draw to Orange County. And they've drifted just a bit, but they're going to be ripping and roaring to turn the momentum of their early portion of the season. But a reminder, Lexington being in the Western Conference in the USL Championship.
That one put out of play. It is slightly strange, the proximity separated by a massive gulf in conference. Lexington at home in the Jägermeister Cup, falling 1-0 against Loudoun United. This is a worrying sign. Kevin Lambert, he's moving a little slowly, but I think Serrano is keeping the trainers off of the field. I hope it's just a tiny bit of discomfort for Lambert. And it looks like that's just the case. Lambert just needs a moment to collect himself.
Yeah, you see quite a quick turnaround for Lou City. Bring up that Lexington match. And then a few days later, host MLS side Minnesota United in the next US Open Cup round.
Some big games coming up. I think they'll appreciate that gap between games. Saturday to Thursday to Wednesday, I believe, is the split they've got going on. Was there a foul from behind there by Terzaghi? Yes, there was. Referee was playing advantage, and it's a free kick for Lou City. Richmond back in League One play against the Greenville Triumph in their next match. That one week from now. We'll see again Terzaghi. Just a slight catch of the heels of Tosh, who goes down, earns the free kick. And it's again those two over a set piece. Davila and Serrano reunited again. They were together a lot for the first half corners that didn't quite pan out the way they wanted them to. Serrano doesn't go for it. It's Davila. Already has a pair of assists. This one's knotted down. It creeps out. Goal kick to come. May have been offside as the end verdict. Yes, it was. So as things stand, Lou City would go top of Group 5, joint on points with Loudoun United. As well as the Charlotte Independents, who won yesterday. I was racking my brain for where the other win was in that group. They'll be ahead on goals scored. 3 total for them. 1 more than the Independents, 2 more than Loudoun United.
And not in this group, but don't look now, but Miami FC have come back from 3-0 at the break to be 3-3. 83rd minute in that match.
You could have told me there were 3 goals in that match between Tampa Bay and Miami, and I never would have bet that it was 3 goals for the visiting Miami side to come back into that game.
I mean, this is a trending Miami FC side. They have picked up some big results recently and have taken that form into this match. Obviously, it was not the first half that they wanted. Conceded in the 8th minute, 28th minute, and then 32nd minute. So,
and you were looking at the expected goals too.
Yep.
It was one-sided in that match. That's a brilliant ball through the middle. Goodrum turns, has a crack, parried away by Hara. Goodrum on the hunt for his first of 2025. Has to wait a little longer. The goalkeeper denying him. Cleared forward, brought down. Just a good bit of strength by Davila. He can drive at the defense, pokes it wide. Serrano trying to return it to Goodrum. Ray Serrano already has one today. He sees it out for a throw. He may have been trying to get his center forward in on the action. Philip Goodrum, I don't want to say slow out of the gates for Lou City. He was acquired for a league record transfer fee in league after a release clause was triggered. Got a goal on his debut for Lou City against Charleston. He's waiting for his first of the new year. This is hooked up field. Terzaghi had gone down in the midfield. The referee thought nothing of it. Wilson, it's knocked down, out for a throw-in. Our man of the match for today is Taylor Davila, presented by Lynn Family Vision. 2 assists. You agree with that, Eric?
Yeah, I mean, you said it earlier, the magic wand that is his left foot, that ability to play make in all areas and all facets. I mean, the 2 assists have just broken open this match here in the second half.
Brilliant back heel in the 18-yard box. Perez! Extraordinary class for number 4. Off the bench onto the score sheet. And Lou City will take the 3 points. And they'll pad on some more goals in their first match in the Jägermeister Cup.
And an explosive second half for Lou City. Expanding on that late first goal in the first half. Opening the scoring. And it's just been response after response for Lou City. Their ability to capitalize and be composed at the most important times in the final third. So we see a massive entry for Lou City.
Well, there's celebrations for 4 goals. There will be celebrations for this moment as well. Ray Serrano embraces the captain, Brian Ownby, who returns for the first time since November 2023. He comes on his side up by 3 goals. And a goosebumps-inducing moment. Injury at the end of preseason 2024 ruled him out for all of last campaign. And at 34 years of age, he plays against his former side in the Richmond Kickers for the final few moments.
And we know that we talk about numbers when we attach it to a legendary figure within organizations, within teams. But what Brian Ownby has meant as a teammate and as an ambassador for this club supersedes all those numbers. And you could tell by the embrace that he's gotten from his teammates, the ovation that the crowd has given him. And this is a big night for Lou City and Brian Ownby, and welcome back to the pitch.
It's helpful that it can happen in a match where you're up by 3 goals, but it's a big moment. He featured in the preseason, but he was still being ramped up to be ready for the season. And it just becomes a greedy Louisville team if he's able to feature so far this season. Adding him to an already embarrassment of riches. And this is clipped forward by Perez. Aiming for Goodrum. Diving in there is Hara. Goodrum, an apologetic pat on the back after he's fighting for that one. Again, that is probably the benefit of the competition structure of the Jägermeister Cup, is Louisville really have no reason to let their foot off the gas. Extra goals give them extra assurance of advancing to the knockout phase.
And that's that element that we are all excited about. It really plays its hand to that attacking style of football, that ability, to your point. You don't take the foot off the gas. Every goal matters. You don't know if you're going to need it down the line to break a tiebreaker.
We're into the 90th minute now. We've had 4 different goal scorers for 4 different goals. We had a fine free kick from Nils Seufert. It threatened for Richmond for a moment, but really the decisive moment of this game, you probably have to say, was that Manny Perez goal at the end of the first half. If this game goes into halftime 0-0, it's a different contest entirely. Maybe we're not seeing Brian Ownby coming into the game. It's a bit tighter, but in the end, Louisville get that first. They get a second. It was halved, the deficit was, but they will see out the 3 points assuredly. 4 minutes added on at the end of our 90. Stoppage time presented by the Louisville Muhammad Ali International Airport. Lambert playing one forward. Ownby trying to latch onto it. Runs too fast for the captain. One to the roll. He'll continue to play in the coming weeks. We talked about this busy upcoming stretch. Match against Lexington in the Derby. They've got the Open Cup against an MLS opposition in Minnesota United. Coming up after that, things will be coming thick and fast. They'll need rotation, they'll need options. And if Brian Ownby can present himself as one, Louisville will become that much stronger. Here's Adrian Perez. Moves one out wide. Faked on the initial, it's pushed away. Another corner will come. It's been the main avenue of attack in the early stages for Lou City. Pushes them uptown to 10 corners on the day.
You mentioned it a moment ago. None more important than that corner at the end of that first half that found the breakthrough.
Davila near post, goes up, flicked down, the shot just wide. There were two Lou City players who wanted that. It was Goodrum, it was Morris, and they'll help each other get back to their feet. They'll be appreciative that they're up by 3 goals, so they can laugh about it, but coming together between the two here.
Yeah, and you could see both disappointed that they weren't able to communicate, because it looks like Philip Goodrum in a better position to get a dangerous strike off. Jake Morris going away from goal, and it would have had to have been an incredible strike to get that on frame and past Hara.
Final 2 minutes here. Let's look on a Richmond side of things. When we talked to Darren Swatsky, he mentioned that it was going to be a tall test, a big challenge to go up against Lou City on the road and try and get a result. But he knew the side would learn from this experience. What have you seen from Richmond across these 92 minutes?
I think there's positives that this group's going to take from, and you said it with Lou City, the timeliness of the goals. I would think that it would go back to Richmond as well. If you don't concede right before the break, I mean, I thought looking at it, momentum was shifting towards Richmond. They were creating some of the better chances, the bigger chances. They were growing in confidence. They were composed. And then you just concede that late goal. It forces you to open the game up a bit more going forward. Then you concede the second. But 3 minutes later, you cut into that lead. So they had some bright spots. But I think for Richmond, it's about not only conceding goals, but when and where are they conceding goals. I don't think there was very many loud mistakes that they made that cost them. But defending that corner at the end of the first half is one that they're going to look at that could have flipped the narrative and changed the pace of this game.
Laid back, Fitch. Lambert dives in, wins the challenge. Is there time for one last moment? Goodrum overlapped by Ownby. Goodrum lays it in. Brian Ownby puts it back in the mix. It's pushed up. Perez brings it down. Perez rolls it back. It was too storybook. It was a cheat code of a story. Tosh moves it out. Here's Perez, fakes one, fires it across, blocked point blank, knocked up field for the final action. It finishes Lou City 4, Richmond 1. Final thoughts from you, Eric.
The storyline for Lou City, the continuous effort to upgrade opportunities. This is a team that does not settle for first or second wave attacks. They are relentless in their pursuit to upgrade and find those scoring opportunities. And for Richmond kickers, they found some good moments, just weren't able to execute, and then that final moment in that first 45 really cost them going to the break.
And with that win, Lou City, you can head to Penn Station to get a free sub with the purchase of another. The offer is valid the following day after a win. Head to any participating Louisville area Penn Station location to redeem and say Lou City 1 at checkout, or use promo code LouBogo25 online. Louisville City 4, Richmond Kickers 1. 4 different goal scorers. A return for Brian Ownby. Celebrations at Lynn Family Stadium. One more break on the other side. We round you out in round 1 of the USL Jägermeister Cup.
There's a reason why Toyota is America's best-selling retail brand. It's the quality, dependability, and reliability that you expect from Toyota. And that starts right here in the USA. where Toyota has invested over $39 billion into 10 different manufacturing plants, including the newest one, a battery plant for its electrified vehicles. There are now 14 different Toyotas built in the USA, with more on the way. America drives Toyota. Let's go places.
When you need inspiration, it's worth shopping Kroger for mouth-watering meals and appetizing ingredients. Our low prices add up to big savings with over $600 in digital coupons each week, plus up to $1 off per gallon at the pump. At Kroger, you always get big flavors and big savings. Kroger, fresh for everyone.
Ready to upgrade your air for less? Durr does that. Right now, get a new water heater for free when you upgrade your heating and cooling system. Saving you money, just another reason A+ Durr is your call for comfort.
Welcome back, Brian Ombia. First appearance today since November 4th, 2023. He comes on late in the match in a 4-1 win for Lou City over the Richmond Kickers. Welcome to the USL Jägermeister Cup. Lou City trying to put a marker down and head into the knockout rounds. They get 3 points, 4 goals to put them a long way to doing that. Jack Edwards, Eric Dobransky to round out our broadcast. It's late on in the first 45 minutes, flicked on by Tosh off the post, and Manny Perez pounds it home.
And this direct corner, after a slew of short corners from Lou City, the ability to put that traffic and that chaos in and around Richmond's box just at the dying moments of that first half. And then the ability to punish teams when they turn the ball over in their own half, and that quick, decisive movement from Lou City as this play ramps up. Finish from Ray Serrano.
Our move of the game, it's a brilliant pass from Davila. The finish equally as brilliant. Just look at that, doesn't even look at him. Just slides one in with the left foot. That was his first assist on the day for Taylor Davila. We jump a few minutes later. This was a free kick that we said maybe a chance to get back in the game, and it was indeed. Nils Seufert goes direct and goes in the back of the net.
Yeah, and when you have that commitment from Richmond to blitz that far post and make sure Damian Loss is honest with his footing and his positioning, it gives Seufert the opportunity to bend that pass to on his right side. But the response from Lou City was relentless all night. Just a few moments later, another opportunity in the attacking half, and then that continuous ability for Lou City to upgrade opportunities, not settling for tough angles, and then the off-the-ball movement from players that know that they're not going to necessarily be involved in the play or get on the ball, but their ability to stretch team, and this finish at the end by Adrian Perez, just clipping it over for the 4th goal of the night, and 17 shots for Lou City. I mean, Richmond had the possession, and the lone blemish for Lou City is going to be the goal conceded. But you have to look at some of the big chances that Lou City created. And the first half that Richmond had, they navigated that first 30 minutes. They grew into the match. They grew in confidence. And you felt like they were just a moment away from their breakthrough. But Lou City, being the team that they are, they found their breakthrough right before the half and changed the game.
Lou City, a 3-goal win, gives them all 3 points in a first meeting in 7 years against the Richmond Kickers. Next up for Lou City, it's a rivalry match against Lexington SC at home. Richmond head back home as well. They take on the Greenville Triumph on Friday in the USL League One. 4 different goal scorers for Lou City, a free kick from Nils Seufert. A lot of brilliant moments at Lynn Family Stadium. For our entire production crew, my broadcast partner Eric Dobransky, Jack Edwards, signing off from Louisville. Full time, Louisville 4, Richmond 1.